Hello, this is Manish Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is March 14th, 2012. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the futures markets, where we cover everything from metals to commodities to commodity futures to everything you can think of. This is our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. All charts you're going to see are from Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade and TradeStation or freestockcharts.com from Warren Brothers. Here are my contact details here, and Patel at eiicapital.com. You could access Ichimoku Trade for Facebook, Twitter, free videos on Ichimoku, our heat map, email services, and stuff like that. This week we're not going to go through the heat map or the email modules for look at multiple time frames. We're randomly going to do that every month. We'll choose a week and do that, but not this week. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start going through all the charts. On the left hand side is the daily time frame. On the right hand side is basically the weekly time frame. We're going to start for the futures and start from the top and go from the bottom. Remember, coffee is being a hot commodity future, and we'll see if it's still continuing to move forward this week. If you look at cocoa futures, you had a downward trend here on the weekly time frame, and basically pull back. It's at a key resistance level right now. If it could sit there and hold that, and then start making a move here to get below 2100, this could sit there and start to resume the downward trend to the bottom, at least to retest the pivot low. But right now, it looks like it's just going to consolidate here for a while, so there's nothing really going on. You could see that from the daily too. This thing's just entered a consolidation pattern for 3 months already. Let's read crude oil. Huge movement up here, starting a bullish trend. It's kind of doing a little pullback right now. It's got to hold 103 level. If you could hold that, then it's got a potential of going back to retest the 115 and moving forward. Crude oil typically relaxes a little right now and then starts to make a move towards the end of the month. Cotton. This has been a downward trend here, just slowly trickling downwards. Not a lot of people are noticing this. We've been talking about this one starting a trend down, and it has been moving down, pulled back here, and slowly trickling downwards right now. So this is a great opportunity moving forward. How far will it go? It has a potential of coming all the way back down here to this pivot low here. If it could break that, then this thing can sit there and come all the way down here to 72.35. I think at that 72.35 it will probably hold there as far as cotton's concerned. US dollar index, you could see it made a gap up here today. Really doesn't tell us anything. Gapped straight into resistance, and basically weekly is not doing anything at all. It's got to break 82 level to sit there and start a long-term trend to the top side, but really not doing anything right there. Feeder cattle, this has been on a tear. Finally sat there and pulled back a little. Really doesn't mean anything yet, but it's just a minor pullback, as you can see from the weekly time frame. But this thing is still very strong moving forward. Lean hogs was the weaker of all the meats, and you can see it's just consolidating. Really nothing going on as far as lean hogs are concerned. Copper futures, really nothing going on. It's just consolidating. I know a lot of people relating this to China, but really just consolidating. No real trend opportunities at all. Heating oil here, we're kind of at a major resistance level right now. If it could sit there and break this resistance level up here at 3.3177, this thing can start a trend to the top side, but right now it's just consolidating. The more it consolidates, the more it's taking momentum away from the bulls. Let's go look at our favorite coffee trade. If you look at coffee trade, this thing's still going down. Looks like a healthy trend and still got a lot of momentum to keep on going down. We're actually looking for it now to kind of get down to about 170 level if possible, and that'll be a good level for it to get to, and then kind of bounce around. But you can see it's overextended, so we are in a mode, what we call preserve mode, where we are protecting our profits with a very tight stop. Lumber, really nothing going on. Looks like a trend on the daily time frame, but it's at a major resistance level now. Lumber, if it could sit there, pull back to about 257 and then make a move to break 280, this thing can start a trend where it can get back into the 320s and so forth. So only time's going to tell. It'd be interesting to see if lumber goes up right before summer hits here in the US. Live cattle, nothing really going on. Still bullish trend upwards. It's a minor pullback right now, which looks like a major pullback on the daily. Natural gas, all-time low here. It looks like a double bottom right now, but still very strong on the weekly. It really needs to sit there and start breaking, going up and break about 280. If it could break 280, then it's got a potential going up higher and confirming that we have reached the lows for natural gas. But really, there's no confirmation at all that even this little double bottom right now, that's a minor double bottom, so really tells us nothing at all. Orange juice, this is one that we've been looking at. This is a multiple time frame sell scenario. Doesn't mean it's ready to go right now, but it needs to break down. If this thing could sit there and start breaking down and break below 175, this thing can start a trend to the downside where it would be a great opportunity looking moving forward. But it's got to break that 175 level to sit there and start going down. Palladium, nothing really going on right now. Platinum, really nothing going on there at all either. A huge move up, but it's just been consolidating. If you shrink this down, just you could see it's a big consolidation pattern. Nothing really going on as far as trends are concerned. Where are we going for those? Those are the minis. Gasoline, this would be the interesting one. 3.40 is basically a major resistance level that this thing has to surpass. I would say there's a potential breaking it, but the problem is that this has gone up very, very fast to a point it needs to pull back before it could even break 240. I'll be very, very surprised if it could break 240 and keep on going higher at all. Sugar is a downward trend here. As you can see, we're setting up for a pullback order right now, but we are betting on this thing to go down long term until June. About June, we're expecting it to get to about 22 at least minimum at that point. So we are looking at sugar right now for a multiple time frame scenario. Silver last night was a 6 time frame sell. You could see the downward movement right now. It's just consolidating right now, so we're not expecting long-term profits at all, more short-term. But this was multiple time frame sell, and you could see it just kind of bounced off, and we're just consolidating right now. Let's go through and gold. Gold really going through nothing right now. We're kind of expecting gold to get to about 16, 18 and then kind of bounce off that and then tell us exactly what's going to happen there. But 16, 18 is a major support level there, which we're waiting for to see what happens. I think we just covered silver. No reason going back for that. 30-year bonds. If you look at 30-year bonds, it looks like a big downward movement here. It looks like it wants to go retest this level here at 135,226. But if you look at the weekly time frame, we're engaging in a major pullback right now. We don't know if this is a trend reversal until we see exactly where this major pullback ends up at. Corn. If you look at corn, really nothing going on right now. Consolidation, both the daily and the weekly, so nothing really going on there. 5-year treasury notes, just like all the bonds and notes, looks like a huge movement down, but basically a pullback on the weekly level. So with time will tell what happens. Soybean oil, nothing really going on. Looks like a trend here, but if you look at the weekly, it's just basically consolidating. It's at a major resistance level right now, so it looks like it may stop there. Nothing really going on with soybean meal either. 10-year treasury note, same thing, pull back on the weekly. Gotta wait and see what happens there. Oats, really just consolidating here. This thing has a chance to break down. It just does not want to. So we gotta wait and for this thing to break below 284. If it does, then it can sit there and move into another level. But that's a major support it's got to break through. So nothing really going on there. It's got to break through about 330 in order for us to even start looking at bullish opportunities for oats. Soybean futures, nothing really going on. It's a big trend here on the daily time frame, which we're pretty much at very close to a major resistance level right now, so it's not even worth looking at getting into now. 2-year treasury notes, just like everything else, it's a pullback on the weekly. And then wheat, nothing really going on right now. It is tilted more towards the bearish side, so it needs to break down support. If it does, then there's a potential of this thing going, but nothing really right as of right now. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ping us, either for Facebook, Twitter, or through email. Thanks. Bye.